Okay, Shannon, you can put us on the record.
Go ahead.
Okay, first I want to find out who all is here. So let's see. I've got a Lindsay. The other two don't have their names. Sir, what is your name?
Ira Saunders.
So Ira Saunders?
Yes.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let me put that in your screen so I remember that. Actually, so I don't have to remember it. It'll be right there. And ma'am, on the iPhone, what is your name?
Charlotta Edwards.
Okay, I'm going to put your name in. Okay, and let's see. And Lindsay, what is, I'm assuming that's your name?
Yes, correct. Yep.
What's your last name?
Hillard, Hillard.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's see. I've got another one that logged in. Hold on, let me bring that person in. Okay, sir, what is your name? Sir, with the Christmas tree in the background, what is your name? Sounds like you can't hear me. Do any of you
Now I can. I'm
recognize
sorry.
me?
What was that?
I just needed your name.
Oh, Joe Beltran. I'm sorry. I had to turn it up.
No, that's fine. Okay, I wanted to see if I had a match set on any of the cases that were scheduled for 10:30. And it looks like I do. So Edwards versus Beltran. Ms.
Yep.
Edwards is present and Mr. Beltran is present. Give me just a moment to look over the information sheet. All right, so Mr. Beltran, this is your motion
Yes, it is.
to obtain custody. I've read referee Murphy's summary. As I understand it from the summary, there was actual involvement by Child Protective Services, and this child, as well as 3 other children that are not yours, were placed in your temporary care for a period of time. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, they was.
All right. And the child that you share with Ms. Edwards is Janaya Beltran, born September of 2006?
Yep.
Okay. I know that the referee had recommended a temporary change of custody and then a evidentiary hearing so that the facts could be ferreted out.
Yep.
Ms. Edwards objected to that, and that's why the matter was referred to me. So, Ms. Edwards, let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you have any other children besides, well, obviously you do, but you have 3 other children besides Janaya?
I have 4 other children besides Janaya.
4 other children. And where are those 4 children now?
They are with me.
So CPS authorized, ended the safety plan and allowed the children to return to your care?
Correct. And also Janaya, but Joey didn't let her.
Okay.
This was all before they found out she was being charged with child abuse against
No, it's not.
Janaya. That's the main reason why I'm going for custody.
Well, give me just a second then. I didn't
Okay.
see that in the summary. Um, You're saying that Ms. Edwards has been criminally charged with child abuse?
Not yet. November 9th, she was bound over for fleeing and eluding and child abuse from what stemmed from October 6th, when all the kids were placed in my custody. CPS never told me I had to give Janaya back. They just told me the other three could go back when Charlotta rendered her firearm back to CPS. That was one of the main things, because she tried to harm herself in front of the kids also on October 5th.
All of these are allegations that you're saying, and I haven't been charged with anything.
That's why the referee
right.
Murphy just wanted temporary custody until all this stuff had got figured out.
Okay, Mr. Beltran, can you tell me how Janaya was impacted by the events over the past, since the children were removed from their mother's care?
Well, Janaya, she's had a pretty hard time with her mom. She's willing to testify in anything that she has to do. But since I've had her, she's showed a lot of change from when I was getting her week on, week off with her mother. She was just always down and out. There's a lot of things going on with her. She was real secretive about a lot of stuff that was going on with her mom up until that night. She kind of had an emotional breakdown, explained everything that was going on to me, as well as CPS. Since then, I've had Janaya. Janaya hasn't been back with Charlotta since October 5th, or the 6th, actually. About 2:30 a.m. is when I had to go pick him up.
Has she had contact with her mother since that time?
Charlotta texted one time, told her she loved her and missed her. Janaya texted her back, told her she loved her, and that was it since then.
Don't answer the phone.
I could get phone records pulled up to where the text was pretty much the only thing.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Has there been any telephone contact, actual conversations?
No, just the one text message, and that was it. I tried to get Janaya to call her mom on Thanksgiving, but she just didn't want to. I tell her she can call her whenever she wants. She can give her a text whenever she wants. I think there's a lot of personal things going on there between them.
So until your concerns about Ms. Edwards' safety are satisfied, you want to keep her in your care, and I understand that. But why shouldn't there be at least some contact between mother and daughter?
There very well should be. I think at some point it should be supervised. It's not all that isn't the only reason. Charlotta also, she's in I don't know if she's in still the relationship, but abusive relationship to where my daughter has witnessed a lot of things. Her fighting with her significant other. I had my dad install security cameras over at Charlotta's house because she asked me to, because she was in fear of her boyfriend and other people. The security cameras got ripped out. I have text messages from Charlotta where she told me that it was her boyfriend that did it. It's a fearful situation. I don't want my daughter to be caught in the middle of anything. Charlotta also told me things that go on between her boyfriend putting stuff in her gas tank. I tell her to call the police, get a PPO out. I also have text messages that I gave the CPS already that states where Charlotta told me I am going to get a PPO out first thing in the morning. That way, when he comes over and this stuff happens again, I can pop him. referring to shooting him because she did have a firearm at the time. So it's not just that, it's a whole lot of stuff that's going on. So she does need to be in her daughter's life. I'm not the only one that fears for her safety. Janiyah fears for her own safety as well. It'd be something that I would recommend be supervised, whether I have to attend it also. I'd be willing to do anything I had to.
No,
Hold on, ma'am. Do you and Ms. Edward, obviously you're at odds over this, but normally do the two of you have any trouble getting along?
we don't even talk.
No,
We don't even talk.
up until the 5th, we haven't talked. Other than that, we conversated regularly. I helped her out a lot. I have all messages to prove any allegations that I'm saying that she had said or.
You haven't even been in her part of her life. I've been taking care of the last 14 years. You just start paying child support. I signed off all of your child support so you don't owe anything and trying to help you out and build a relationship. The only reason why you got involved in her life is because I caught her on the phone talking sexually with boys. So that was the only reason why you got involved. Other than that, you were not getting her no every other week. It was the weekends. You don't have any orders or any visits. Anything I was doing was out the kindness of my heart so that way you guys could have a relationship.
I have all messages.
Anything that I go through mentally, that's what me the stress.
Hold on, Ms. Edwards. You really need to direct your comments to me and not to Mr. Beltran. So,
Okay.
Mr. Beltran, how long has a week on, week off arrangement been in place?
Well, it was
Let's see.
the first time was June 14th that I had messages. I had older ones. 14th, Charlotta confirmed that we're on agreement for week on, week off. She stated it was right around Father's Day that I could get her Sunday to Sunday. Then also again on June 22nd, she said I can start my Sunday to Sunday. And I also have messages where Charlotta said she personally would shut me out of Janiyah's life over personal things that were going on in her life.
Had a boy.
She has
Had a boy.
apologized for it.
Your Honor,
Hold on.
So that was the only agreements. Other than that, she had custody from a hearing in 2008, and other than personal agreements between me and her, from the messages I got, that's all I have stating week on, week off.
So the current custody order gives mom custody and you get every other weekend parenting time?
No, the current one from 2018 just stated that she had full custody.
All right, so it doesn't even specifically award you parenting time.
No, I don't believe so. That's why I went down and filed for an order.
All right, well,
all this stuff
hold on, give me just a moment. All right, I've been looking at my calendar to see if there's a time when I could get you in quickly and actually take some testimony.
Okay,
I am, I don't want this to drag on a long time. I want to be able to get to the bottom of this. And I want to be able to do it quickly so that if I'm convinced that mom can safely parent her daughter, that she's able to get parenting time. I can bring you in on Wednesday, December 23rd at 1
anytime works
o'clock.
for me.
Wednesday, December 23rd at 1 o'clock, and I will decide custody and parenting time at that time. So we'll see you back here then. If either of you want to have a witness testify for that, if they're willing to appear voluntarily, that's fine. But if there's somebody that you need to compel, and sir, I think the CPS worker that was involved is someone you would probably want present to testify.
Okay, yes, I'm going through that with them right now to get all the proper paperwork for.
Well, they will need a subpoena. So you have to prepare the subpoena and then you have to present it to the court. I will sign it, but then it's your responsibility to get it served.
Okay,
And ma'am, same thing applies to you. Do either of you have any questions for me now?
No, sir. Where do I get
nope,
the
that's
subpoena?
it for me.
You know, I'm sure they're available online. I'm sure if you call the clerk's office, they might be able to provide you with a blank subpoena form. I'm not exactly sure. I know where I would look for them, but you probably wouldn't look in the same place. So I would just say contact the clerk's office and tell them you need a subpoena.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, do you want me to put that on the docket or not?
I don't really care who does, but
I'll just do it.
all right, I'm gonna write a note.
Oh, you're writing a note to Dawn?
Yeah, just so that she knows what's going on with the file.
Sure. George, you can just give me that file and I'll put it in Dawn's box. Because I'll print out the notices for it. Thank you.
Okay, let's see, next up. Well, it looks like I don't have opposing parties in either case, so we'll do Mr. Saunders' case first. Jackson versus Saunders.
Yes, sir.
All right, I don't know where the mother is, but she has filed a motion seeking a change of domicile, and obviously that's going to necessitate a change in parenting time, etc. The only thing I can do with this kind of a motion is to schedule it for an evidentiary hearing. She can present, you can both present testimony at that evidentiary hearing. There's a standard that she's going to have to meet in order to pursue this. I will direct the friend of the court to conduct an evidentiary hearing. Until then, nothing changes.
Yes, sir. So that means she is
Okay.
not allowed to leave the state, correct?
Not until I sign an order giving her permission to do that. I
Thank
mean,
you, sir.
she can leave temporarily. There's no
She can.
restriction on that, but she can't move. And she can't move this minor child without
That's what I'm
the
saying.
court's permission. Right.
So you telling me that by me having legal physical joint custody, that she can take my son out of state without my permission?
No. I said she can't
Oh, okay.
without.
No, it sound like you said. Well, the way your words came, it
She
sound like you said she can't.
well
I'm sorry.
she can't move. She can certainly travel. There's no
Right.
restriction on either parent during their parenting time traveling out of state.
Yes,
It's
sir.
changing your residence that requires my approval.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I will direct the front of the court to schedule this for an evidentiary hearing.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day. Have a good day,
You have
sir.
a blessed day as well.
Yes, Dawn. Dawn gets most of the things from the evidence. I mean, I still have to get them in jail bills, but like that's what we're saying. I can't.
Okay. And finally, I think we're ready for Hillard versus Relier. So give me just a moment here. All right. So you filed a motion.
Sorry, Your Honor, who's here? Just her?
I'm sorry, Ms. Hillard is here. Mr. Relier is not.
Okay, thank you.
You're asking that we restore a right of first refusal?
Correct. That's one of the
and to
things.
cor- And to correct the number of makeup visits that Mr. Relier is entitled to?
Correct.
All right, I read this and I frankly was having trouble understanding.
Yeah, so that's kind of my fault too. So when the paperwork got to you guys, my writing was on it as well. So the 56 days that's written on the left was because they were the 56 days out of the time frame that he should be able to file anything due to friend of the court. But with the nature of it being COVID, they allowed it to pass through over to you. What we didn't actually do on accident was count the proper days. The days were only 13 initially, and now it's down to 11 because he only takes them 4 days a month, and it's 2 weekends. It's every other weekend that he takes them. So it counted out to 13 days correctly. And I unfortunately did not acknowledge that to you when we were in court. I kind of was like not paying attention to my own adding. And so that was my fault too. And then Mr. Relier, of course, was not going to say anything different because, of course, he would want more days. I don't blame him, but that's my fault. He literally only missed 13 days. He's at 11 now. And he, has taken 2 of them so far since we were here in court. Other than that, he didn't ask for any more, and I didn't push for any more yet. But he still has 11 to go.
All right, well, let me see. So there were,
It's 6 weekends is what it was, and that equates to 12 days. He takes them on Saturday morning from 9 to 6 p.m. and then Sundays from 9 to 6 p.m. again, and then returns them to me each night. And it only came out to 6 weekends because there's not even 56 days of weekends during that quarantine time that we had down. And that was
Gotcha.
kind of my fault too. I was like, oh my God, how did I not catch this? I just want it fixed.
Hold on a minute.
Yep, no problem.
All right. I was looking at these parenting time complaints. They're actually your parenting time
Yes.
complaints.
Yep, I've submitted those ever since we've been there to court, and they said that they would just submit them to you and I would follow up with you on those. So then they sent them over.
All right. Let me look back. I don't know that I have his parenting time complaints.
Oh, I definitely sent that through. I even kept my own copy as well. I kept a few copies, and when we were trying to go through front of the court, I sent him another copy saying the correct days, and then sent it in with the court this time when I sent in that motion. It was with a bunch of complaint forms as well.
Yeah, those often do not get put in the file.
Oh, okay.
They're available for me and
Yeah.
for the friend of the court when I'm hearing the complaint, but the
Right.
complaint themselves I kept by the friend of the court. So I'm looking at your motion. You did serve Mr. Relier with this?
Correct. Yep.
All right, and he has not appeared.
He didn't appear for that one, and then so when we had that one, Joe Mazer said that he was just going to send it in the mail for this one, and then he's not showing up again for this one.
Yeah, well, I can certainly correct an error. It certainly appears that you're correct.
Yeah,
That,
that's my fault too. I was like, I don't even know how I let that pass by.
With every other weekend parenting time, there's no way in the world he could have been
There was
denied
57.
57 days.
Yeah.
And
And he still has 11 to go. He's only used up 2 of the 13. So I'm willing to honor his correct days as well. I don't have a problem with that at all. I just was
All
like,
right, well,
there's no way I have 57 of them to give to him.
So I will enter an order that the prior order be corrected to change the number of makeup days
Yeah, it's at 11.
from 56 to you said 11 is what it should have
11 is
been?
where we're at. He's used 2 of them, correct?
Okay, so from 56 to 13.
Correct.
And I will indicate that he's already used 2 of those.
Correct.
So he has 11 days remaining. I will not change the right of first refusal without there being some kind of a hearing.
Yeah, I'm willing to have that. I have tons of proof that he refuses to give me any notice where my kids are, tell me when he's picking them up, who they're with. So it's becoming a problem for me because I don't know who's dropping off my kids. I don't know who's picking them up. He has them with his mom. He doesn't even spend the time with them. And his mom called me and said that I was using her for babysitting. And I said, absolutely not. I will come and get my kids from you right now. And she's like, yeah, you will, because I'm not taking care of them for you guys. And I was like, I didn't know he took them to you. I'm sorry. And so she's argued with me that 4 times now, and this was even on his normal time frame too. And I said, this is not my fault. Like, I shouldn't have the stress that you have to take care of them on
So
his time.
His mother gets upset with you when he drops the kids off for her to
Yeah,
watch.
and he said, my mom doesn't complain to me. I said, well, she calls me and then I go get them for you. You're welcome, because that's not fair.
Okay.
Like, it's
All
not
right,
fair to
well-
me. I shouldn't even be dropping them off if she doesn't want them. But she doesn't, she said that he just drives by and drops them off to her and says he has to go to work. And then she calls me within an hour and complains to me that we're using her as a babysitter. And she says, we, and I said, no, you can't tell me. I said, I am 100% available to my kids every single weekend. And he wants to take them and bring them to you. You got to tell him no. Tell him no and tell him to take back the kids. I said, I will take them either way. She's like, well, he already dropped them off, so come get them. That's why I wanted the first order of refusal, and that's why I had it originally, because he kept doing this. He doesn't take them on any weekdays. He absolutely refuses to. And he does have option to take them. And then when he takes them on any weekends, sometimes up to 4 hours, his mom will have them anywhere from 4 to 8 hours because he has to work. And I told him, I said, you can just leave them with me. It's fine. And he's like, nope, it's my time. I'll do what I want. And I said, well, I don't want your calls from your mom, but I'm 100% willing to go get them.
All right, well, I will fix the past order regarding the makeup days, and I'll tell the friend of the court to conduct an evidentiary hearing as to whether the right of first refusal should be restored.
Okay. And do I just have to show the text messages showing that? Because I don't have text from his mom, but I do from him, saying that it doesn't matter where they are or who they're with when they're with him on his time. Would I show just something like that?
You can present whatever evidence you have.
Okay, I have a bunch.
Okay. All right, that concludes our hearing.
All right, I appreciate